Yeah. Coming through hot like whoa, giving them chills like brrr. Coming through hot like chili in the pot, chilling on a hot new stove. Coming through hot like whoa.
Peace, it's your boy R&B.
And it's Neely, dog.
We are Bitchwarmers University.
Good evening, bitches.
Yeah. So we had another crazy week of college football. Real
Yeah.
crazy week 4. They
Yeah.
delivered some blows. We're gonna talk all about it.
Yeah.
And
there was some interesting things happened that I would never have thought.
Yeah.
Like
My
heels, bro.
I want to start with your Tar Heels.
All right, so
I need an explanation.
we scored 50 points, but somehow you scored 50 points and got your ass whooped.
Yeah, you score 50 points and lose by 3 touchdowns to a president. That's
Bro,
crazy.
to a president.
James Madison, like, what the? I don't think they scored 70 points in the other 3 games combined this year.
Nah,
That's
bro,
crazy.
that shit was crazy as hell. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, if you would have, like, literally not seen James Madison the third score, then you would have been, like, just saw UNC be like, oh, they whooped somebody's ass.
Yeah.
It's like, no, bro, they got the shit beat out of them.
And that was insane.
There was absolutely no defense played in that whole game by either side.
James Madison this far, they beat Charlotte 30-7. They beat Gardner Webb, whatever the fuck that is.
That sounds like a high school, bro.
It's like a little kids PBS show. They beat them 13-6. And then they put up 70 points. What the fuck?
And wasn't it at Carolina?
Yeah, in Chapel Hill.
Bro, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
That was insane. Between that and NC State giving us just about 60 points, they gave it 59 points to Clemson.
Dude. You
Thank
know
God
what?
my Duke Blue Devils put up 45 in a win because the triangle area was looking real bad.
Yo,
real
bro,
shaky.
and I think App State got their ass whooped. Like, all of
Yeah.
North Carolina was just not looking good. And you know what?
It was rough.
Hey, but, you know, Duke, I guess y'all kind of saved us. Probably Wake Forest, I don't know who they played, but they probably got their ass whooped too.
Yeah. Who did Wake Forest play? Like,
I don't know.
anybody know?
Check the score, check the score of it. Just to see
Yeah.
how North Carolina as a state was doing this week.
Yeah, Wake Forest, I believe, looked like they had a bye week. Was known that they probably lost to the bye week. They lost 23 to the bye week.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're just not looking good.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, the whole
That was a
state,
crazy thing.
Yeah, I'm about to move. I don't know if I can deal with all that shit.
Yeah, App State, they lost to South Alabama, 48-14.
God damn.
I think East Carolina might have had a bye also.
Nah, I saw that they lost.
Oh, no, they lost to them.
They lost too.
Yeah, so not the best week for the state of North Carolina. They gotta do better.
Yeah.
But this week, of course, we're gonna get in that later. But my Duke Blue Devils plays his UNC Tar Heels. Sorry, excuse me. So somebody has to win.
Yeah, somebody
has
gotta
to
win. Somebody gotta win, because if y'all would have lost, then honestly the whole state of North Carolina would be putting their head down.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, 'cause we ain't look good.
So I want to talk real quick about another big game we had, which was USC. They went to the big house against Michigan.
Yeah.
And I predicted UNC is going to be for real and show the fuck out.
Bro, I thought
And-
USC was about to come in there and just fuck them up.
Yeah.
I think I said like 10 points or something.
Yeah.
But
And mind you, Michigan had 32 passing yards and won because they had
bro,
almost
they
300
kept that
rushing
shit.
yards.
They
Yeah.
kept that shit on the ground.
Which
the
was
whole
predictable.
fucking
I'm
game.
like, that's predictable. UNC, of course, they got dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. I'm like, I thought this was turning up a whole new league. Everybody know USC, they're the flashy team, they're cute. But when it comes to actually playing hard-nosed football, they usually cower and lose.
Yeah.
And I thought, they turned it around this year, but nope.
I wasn't expecting it but then again, you know what? Maybe I overthought the unexpected because of the fact that they did get beat by Texas.
Yeah.
And it's just made, and like everybody was just kind of, but I think Texas really is.
Yeah, Texas really is.
Texas really is, and they lost. But who knows? Maybe that Michigan had a good game and USC had a bad game.
Yeah.
You know, does this mean that Michigan is back into a team that looks like they could make it into the play? I mean, they only lost one game, and it was to Texas.
It was the ugly look, but like I said, Texas might really be that good.
Yeah.
So. Time will tell.
Yeah, so that one was different. But then Texas, speaking of them, they beat the shit out of UL Monroe. What's the L for?
I think Louisiana. I believe.
Louisiana. All right. Actually, is Louisiana the only state with an L? No, it can't be, right? The only state that starts with an L.
I think so. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oklahoma. Nah.
Ohio State again played nobody, which I'm like, they haven't played anybody.
I'm just
all
ready
year.
for them to play somebody, man.
Like, they go to Oregon in a couple of weeks, but they literally haven't played anybody all year. So
every
it's
fucking
blowout.
week, it's just like the fact that we can't even talk about them because of the facts. Like, yeah, I mean, Ohio State's good, but at the same time, it's like they're not playing anybody, so there's no reason like for us to even have a long discussion about their games.
Like, they start conference play this week, but it's still Michigan State. Is like, we literally have to wait until they start playing good teams to really get a judging on them.
Yeah.
But they look good beating up a bunch of online schools and trade schools, but
Yeah.
I got to see them play somebody.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, of course, they still look the part.
Yo, Ole Miss is just
Dominating
beating the
fashion.
fuck. They don't give a fuck who they're playing. I mean, they haven't played anybody yet, so I'm waiting for them to play a good team because I think that they can win.
Yeah, I think they look good. That's the difference.
I think they can play and win against anybody.
Agree.
Now, there's a few teams, of course, that I'm like, I don't know if y'all are going to beat them, but y'all could.
So, like, watching a couple of Ole Miss games this year and a couple of Ohio State games, the difference, I think, is Ole Miss is actually playing football.
Yeah.
Like, the quarterback is making good throws.
Yeah.
Whereas Ohio State, their receiver just wide open 20 yards down the field because
Yeah.
they're not playing anybody.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Ole Miss.
I think Ole Miss they actually look like a good football team.
Yeah.
Whereas Ohio State looks like they're playing teams from the wrong division.
They could even be a top 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, you know, we have plenty of weeks to go through that other people SEC could lose and stuff like that. And Ole Miss could even be the SEC, champ.
They got a shot. Like I said, I think I talked about last week. They say Ole Miss is the Penn State of the SEC.
Yeah.
They're really good. They
don't
can't
like.
They have trouble beating Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
And of course this year Texas is in the SEC also. Tennessee is in the SEC and looks back. So
Yeah.
that's a tough ass conference. So
Yeah.
Ole Miss, when they start their conference play,
I think
be a
the
test.
top 7 ranks, 6 of them are SEC.
We're gonna talk about the ranking later. I got a problem with that, but we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about that shit later.
Yeah,
A little bit later.
but hey, at least Alabama is going to play, or Georgia's going to Alabama next week. So, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about that later because that's stuff upcoming. Tennessee looks fucking bomb, yo.
Yeah,
I'm
that was a good
fucking
game.
with Tennessee more and more every week. I don't know. I just like the vibe.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is dope.
And that game wasn't even as close as the score seems.
No, it wasn't.
They beat Oklahoma 25-15, but Oklahoma had a couple garbage time points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That should have been a 31-3 game. Tennessee, I was very impressed with them, and they beat them at Oklahoma,
Yeah.
which is not an easy place to play.
It's like you said too. It's a huge thing that you said. The score was not as like close as you really think. Like Oklahoma, the reason why they got 15 is just some bullshit
Yeah,
at the
bullshit,
end where
yeah.
it's just like whatever. We've been beating the shit out of the whole game.
Because Tennessee came in, and that place was rocking. They was over there boom assuming. And
Yo, didn't they
that
get a
whole-
safety? I think they got a safety too.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think they got a safety, bro.
Yeah.
Like they was just, bro. Their
That was-
defense
yeah.
looked good. Their offense looked good. Everything looks good.
And like I said, Missouri, they beat Vanderbilt, which is closer than I thought it would be. I think Missouri is a good football team.
Yeah, but
They won by
I
3
don't know.
points,
Like
yeah.
it was actually a close game. I can't remember. I think Missouri scored at the end. Wasn't it? Wasn't it like overtime?
Yeah, they won in
Yeah.
overtime, yeah.
It was like No, it was a double overtime.
Yeah.
I think that was the game that was a double overtime.
Yeah, and I was not expecting Missouri. Mind you, the week before they should have lost to Boston College,
Yeah,
and now at home, then double overtime against Vanderbilt.
yeah.
So Missouri, they might.
Is Missouri an SEC?
Yeah, I would say after week 4 is really you can like separate the contenders from the pretenders.
Yeah,
And I'm slowly putting Missouri in the pretender column
yeah.
because that's 2 weeks in a row. Is like these are games you should roll. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be in double overtime.
Yeah, if you are the real deal,
Yeah.
then you should be.
You can't be in a dogfight against Boston College, and you can't be in double overtime against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where is Vanderbilt? What does that even
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
that can't happen.
What Vanderbilt?
Like that can't happen.
Sounds like all the chicks there are lame as fuck. It's probably like an all dudes school.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they definitely No offense, don't cancel us, but I think they have the ugliest chicks in the SEC because ain't no way baddies are going to Vanderbilt. Like, fact check me if I'm wrong. Tag him in the comments. Fact check me. But I don't know. I never heard of any baddies going to Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
So,
and I never like see on Instagram like Vanderbilt. Is it a university?
Yeah. Vanderbilt, that's the place you just you do your 2 years and you go to NFL because
Yeah.
there's no point in staying there.
Yeah, she's
To
like,
fuck a
yo,
bunch of
I'm just
fives and
gonna
sixes.
go out here and just let everybody know that I am a good player because
Yeah.
I know that I'm gonna be on the starting team. And, because, like, when you're getting recruited, or, like, people watching you, like, NFL scouts and stuff like that, like, they watch everything. It's like, they understand, like, yo, he just don't have a good team, but the dude is fucking nice as
Yeah.
hell. Like, I
understand it,
I
yeah.
see that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's nice as fuck, but he just don't have the right people around him. And if you
Absolutely.
get the right people around him, that dude's gonna be nice in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, Miami game.
Mind you, I picked that to be the game of the week because I still think South Florida has a good team. And for me, that just solidified my point that Miami is a top 5 team in the country because they beat the living shit out of South Florida. Worse than Alabama did because Miami actually really beat them up. They didn't just score a bunch of garbage points to run the score up.
Yeah.
They dominated them in every faction of the game.
In the first half, it was like a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there just like, oh shit, like is this gonna be a game? And then the second half came around and Miami had some kind of talk in the locker room and they just said, alright, they ain't about to do this no more.
Yeah, that quarterback Cam Ward, who's a Heisman candidate, threw for 400 yards.
Yo, he's nice as
He
fuck,
threw
dog.
400
He's fast
yards,
too.
and he ran for another 43 yards, I believe.
Yeah.
And like I said, Miami's the real deal.
Yeah. Every week, bro, it sounds more and more like you're not that far off.
Yeah, I called that. Yeah.
Yeah, you really called out because I don't think everybody's expecting Miami to be good,
Yeah.
but I don't think they would start thinking like, oh, yo, they're about to
They're
start
looking-
whooping ass.
Like,
Yo, that would be a
Don't
good
quote-
game.
yeah.
Miami and Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I think
that
that would
would
be
be-
a good game.
don't quote me now, but I think Miami, they're looking like these early 2000 Miami teams.
Yeah.
Who dominant on defense. I believe they sacked them 4 times.
Yeah.
They're like, had a couple turnovers. They're a really, really good football team.
Yeah, and like you said too, man, South Florida's one of those teams that they don't get brought up a lot, but they always give some teams
Yeah,
problems.
they're tough. Yeah. They're
yeah.
a tough football team.
Yeah. Penn State, I don't know. It's just I haven't seen a Penn State game yet that's exciting to watch. But
Yeah, Penn State.
it's
is
just
Penn
very
State.
but it ain't saying they're not good. It's just their games are just mad bland, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. I don't know, you don't understand, there's certain teams where every time you watch them, you're like, bruh, I just don't even like watching this game. This game is just boring the hell out of me.
Yeah, I do know Penn State. They got a couple of
But they are
challenges
good
about to
though.
come up though.
But
They
they
got-
are good though.
They got a couple of challenges. We're gonna get into predictions later. They face ranked Illinois this week. Illinois, I think that's a decent football team.
I think Penn State's gonna beat the shit out of them.
They're going to USC in a couple of weeks, so they're gonna be tested soon. Of course, they play Ohio State this year.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see who really they are in a couple of weeks when Calvin play really kicks in.
Yeah.
I'm interested because Penn State is somebody I'm like.
I think we got some good games coming up here in the next
Yeah.
few. We're starting to get through all those warm up games that everybody
When you're
has.
playing JV teams, they're gonna start playing some real teams.
The high school teams are the
Yeah.
president.
Now, so 70 points to James Madison is wild. I'm sorry, that's
Yo, that
crazy.
shit is crazy as fuck.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bruh, it's just just to keep at least reiterating, we did score 50 points. UNC did score 50
You score
points.
50 points and lose by 3 touchdowns. Something's wrong.
Bro, I ain't never heard of that shit before in my life. I didn't think that ever happened. I didn't think it happened in my lifetime.
Y'all played better in the second half. Y'all only gave up 20 points. Y'all gave up 50 something in the first half. So.
Yeah, but neither team. That's not playing defense at all. They just
At
all
all.
came out there as it's like some NBA All-Star game except for
Yeah.
football, where it's just hey, bro, nobody play defense. Just fucking let them go. Just let them fucking just let that shit rip. All right, Utah, Oklahoma State. That was actually not a bad game.
That was a good game. It was a very physical game.
Yeah, and honestly, I saw a lot more out of Utah than I have been seeing before.
Yeah.
It was a physical game, like you said.
I think Utah is who Utah's always been. They're a very blue-collar, physical football team.
Yeah.
But they're not going to score a bunch of points on you.
Yeah.
But again, because they're all physical,
It's
hard to score a lot of points on them.
Yeah. But they still have the ability to score.
Yeah.
But of course, I could see them a playoff team, but not like actually doing it.
Utah was basically used to do the USC what Michigan did the USC.
Yeah.
They just dominated the line of trenches, ran the ball down the throat, controlled the clock.
But once you have certain teams come up against it, it's like, all right, bro, this doesn't happen against this team.
Yeah.
You know, this team is
they're not going to compete against like the top tier teams.
Yeah.
But they're a very, very solid middle of the pack team who will fuck up your playoff chances.
Now, they are somebody who can fuck up your chances. Kansas State, BYU.
That was a big upset.
Yeah. The fact that they beat the shit out of them too.
Mind you, I think Kansas State was ranked way too high, which we kind of talked about last week.
Yeah.
Ranking number 13 Kansas State is ridiculous.
I thought they were more like an 18, 19.
I got them about 18, 19, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
But
definitely not no fucking like.
After getting your ass whipped to a Mormon school, like
hey yo,
38 to 9.
What's that Michael Jackson joke? And he's just like, yo, what college did Michael Jackson go to? Is Brigham Young.
Pretty much, yeah.
And not Michael Jackson that dude, but you know, it's all funny.
But yeah, 38 to 9 against BYU is crazy. I didn't know, but I forgot BYU had a football team. Like,
alright, LSU beating UCLA. I didn't get to watch it that much, but I saw like a few highlights. I mean, it's just LSU just being a problem. They're a playoff fuck up. They will fuck up your playoff run.
Yeah. LSU is still LSU. I don't think they're a great football team, but they're definitely not a bad football team.
Yeah.
So usually they're gonna have a bunch of close games because they're gonna have close games. Like UCLA played them real close the game was tied at halftime.
What's their schedule? Don't they have like a tough schedule?
Yeah, pretty much. They got South Alabama, of course. Then they got Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Alabama, Florida, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma.
That's not actually. That's
not terrible.
That's a decent schedule.
They're a bowl team. They're definitely not a playoff team. I think they're definitely a bowl team.
Oh, I think like a good bowl team.
No, I think they're gonna be like the Pop-Tart Bowl.
For real?
And I see like a great bowl.
First off, bro, toaster strudel way fucking better than fucking Pop-Tarts. But alright, Notre Dame and Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio.
Well, I mean, Notre Dame won by what I would expect. 28-3. I would have already expected them to win that game by that much.
That's predictable, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, Notre Dame, y'all gotta really do some crazy shit for anybody to take y'all serious.
Yeah, I still don't think Notre Dame's a great football team.
Nah.
That was a 0-0 game in the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
14-3 at halftime. But 14-3 is very overcomable.
Yeah.
And then they just happen to play the wrong Miami. So
the wrong Miami.
I don't think Notre Dame is a great football team at all. I don't think they're a playoff team.
Nah.
Even though they have one loss to Northern Illinois, I think they got a couple more losses on their schedule this year.
Every team in the top 8 would have beat the living piss out of that team.
Yeah. I don't think Notre Dame is a playoff team.
Nah, I don't see that shit either.
I had them originally, but after watching them play live, no, they're not a playoff team.
I did too. I thought the same thing too. But all of us were wrong. We were wrong about them.
Accountability.
We were wrong about Florida State. We were just fucking wrong, bro. Like, it'd be like that.
Florida State did get their first win this week.
Good for you guys.
It was still a close, ugly win.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really bad football team.
Bro, and the thing about it is,
crazy.
I'm pretty sure all their first games have been at home.
Yes. Like, it's all unless you count the week 0
Did
Ireland
they have,
bullshit.
did they have, like, get a ranking and then, like, lose some players?
No.
Like...
Preseason. First of all, I'm not a fan of preseason rankings at all because you never seen them play. You don't know what the team really looks like unless they're bringing everybody back, which no one ever does.
Yeah.
Like Florida State was never a top 10 team at 0 point this season.
I think also too, it's the season before that has a lot to do with their preseason rank. But they'll just throw in a little bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah. I mean, they lost at home.
Like y'all was really good last year, but this year you know, since y'all were good last year, we're gonna put you at 24 this year. Like you're still ranked.
Well, Travis Jordan left, of course. Like they lost a lot of their players.
Yeah.
They got DJ and he's terrible. He has no accuracy, no vision. He's
Bro.
not mobile. He's a really bad fucking quarterback.
Yeah,
Like,
yo, he's just fucking garbage.
like
bro.
they beat California 14-9 at home.
Yeah.
In California, they traveled all the way around the world for that game. Like
Bro, they
14-9, like that could have easily been 0-4.
Yeah, you know.
Very easily could have been 0-4.
Dude, California, I've never heard of them even having a decent football team.
No, California, no. You gotta be.
Because
yeah.
honestly, like those kids, if they're going to California, they're probably the best kids are probably going to USC
Yeah.
or like.
They got the leftovers for the month.
Yeah,
they got the West
yeah,
Coast
they got
leftovers.
the. Okay, yeah.
If you're in
yeah.
the West Coast, you're gonna go to.
There's a few teams in the
You're gonna
West
try to
Coast.
go to USC, of course.
Yeah, Oregon.
You're gonna go to Oregon. There's a lot of teams out there.
Yeah.
UCLA.
Yeah.
I would go to Stanford over Oregon.
Yeah.
You know, Stanford, you gotta be a little bit smart. There's a lot of West Coast teams I'll go to besides California.
Yo, that ass though.
California.
It's just like it don't have no ring to it.
I don't know. What part of California is that in?
Yeah.
Can somebody look that up first, please?
Yo,
I'm like
that
really
ass.
interested.
My guess is gonna be like LA or some shit like that.
LA, that's UCLA.
Oh yeah,
and
it
USC
would be
town.
UCLA.
Yeah.
Dog. I don't really know that much. I just know like Sacramento.
Somebody look that up for me, please. I'm really interested. Cause yeah.
Yo, that is like if I'm out there, bro, and people
Check the
offer me
comments.
shit, like it's not gonna be the one I'm going to.
Oh, somebody said they're in Berkeley. That's like close to the Bay Area, while San Francisco close to that area.
Did they make sure they checked it, right? He said
They responded quickly, so they said Berkeley. I don't know. But anywho, congrats on Florida State. You did it. Rotation Pacing Trophy. Let's give him an award. You did it.
Yeah.
First win.
Yo,
you did it. Good
Deadass,
job.
we believed in you all this time. Yo, actually, you know what? One last thing about the California thing.
Yeah.
It's like being Wake Forest in the triangle.
Yeah.
Like if UNC, Duke, or NC State offers you something in Wake Forest,
Yeah.
that person is more than likely not picking Wake Forest.
Not gonna lie. When I first moved in this area about a decade ago, I thought Wake Forest was an FCS team because you never hear of them outside of this. You never hear of them. You always hear, of course, Duke, UNC, NC State.
Yeah, they have their year every like 10 years
Yeah.
in basketball.
Yeah, even Appalachian State when they beat Michigan that year, and
Yeah.
before they became FBS, they was dominating 1AA level.
Yeah.
They was the old North Dakota State winning championship every year. You never heard of Wake Forest.
Yeah. Honestly, I never see like Wake Forest games on TV. Like, it's like you said, like until you become somebody, you're a nobody.
Yeah.
You know.
No
But-
offense, Wake Forest fans. If they
It is
exist.
what it is. I'm sorry. They probably don't even watch our show.
Do you know any Wake Forest fans? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do I know any Wake Forest fans?
Nah,
You're
that
Wake
will be
Forest
good.
fans, please hit the comments. Cuss us out. I just never met a Wake Forest fan before.
To be
Even
honest,
a couple years ago, they went to the ACC championship. They lost to Clemson, but they went to the championship game. But I still have never met a Wake.
I don't even know anybody that graduated from Wake Forest.
I never heard somebody say, "Yo, turn the Wake Forest game on." Like I've never heard that before.
deadass.
Sorry.
Yo, deadass. I've never heard that before. Now that I think about it, I've never met somebody that went to Wake Forest. Ah, well, fuck it. Anyway, another team that nobody ever turns the game on is Georgia Tech with Louisville. Honestly, that's another team that's
Yeah.
like, yo, nobody in the bar said, bro, can you put the Georgia Tech
Yeah.
game on?
To Georgia Tech, they of course.
Y'all get put on the TV if y'all are playing an actual team.
You know, like, mind you, I think Georgia Tech is a solid program. Of course, being in the state of Georgia, people are going to go to Georgia. Even though Georgia's in Athens and Georgia Tech is in Atlanta,
Yeah.
in Mecca. But I think they have a solid program. They just don't got the players. Mind you, with the whole NIL thing, which we're going to touch on a little bit later,
I
that
think,
could possibly change
they just don't have the name. You know, Georgia
Yeah.
has the name. If Georgia asks you to come, bro, you're going.
Yeah.
If Georgia or Georgia Tech both ask you to come play for them, you're gonna be starting on there.
Yeah.
You're starting QB. Come on, bro, where are you going?
I get it, but my thing is like, if I'm an 18-year-old college kid do I want to move to Athens, Georgia, in the middle of West Bumblefuck? Or do I want to go to Atlanta?
Which we've talked about this before.
I would want to go to Atlanta,
Yeah.
but for some reason, people like, no, Georgia just a much better program. Even before they won these past couple of national
Do you think it would
championships.
change for them if they went to the SEC?
Georgia Tech?
If Georgia Tech went to the SEC, I think in like probably 6-7 years,
Yeah.
it would be different.
I think the issue is they don't have, like, if Georgia Tech was to win the ACC, I think they would have because Florida State still gets a lot of players.
And they're bland though.
Yeah.
Like when you look at like their colors and shit, their
Yeah.
jerseys, bro,
Yeah.
everything is bland.
Like-
That's another thing that
Yeah.
college kids are gonna sit there and look at. Yo, am I gonna be fresh? That's why ever since Nike's owner Oregon, he started making all their jerseys fresh as fuck. Mad kids started going there. Why? Because they're gonna be fresh as fuck.
Yeah.
Some kids love that shit. It's kids, bro.
Yeah, and I would say, like, I don't think it's the conference because Florida State and Miami, in terms of recruits and the transfer portal,
Yeah.
they beat the shit out of Florida in terms of that, and Florida is in the SEC.
Yeah.
Florida Gators, that's a national brand.
Yeah.
But of course, Miami, Hurricane, that's a national brand also. Florida State,
Yeah.
they still get all the recruits from them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really say what the problem is. Like, maybe they need some money. If you're a Georgia Tech alumni, donate to them. Donate to the boosters. Come
honestly, fuck yeah. That's
Help 'em
another
out.
thing, bro. Money brings it in. Especially like before the NIL, especially. You know these kids was getting paid under the
on.
table.
Of course.
These kids were getting
of
paid
course.
under the table.
But like Georgia Tech, they don't have the facilities that Georgia has.
Yeah.
And that's money. That's legal money.
Yeah.
That you need your alumni, your boosters to add to the program to get your facilities up.
And also too, you're gonna put more money where your asset of your college is. Georgia Tech is more their money into their schooling and shit like that. Whereas Georgia sits there and says we're putting our money into football because that's where we're fucking good at.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, if you're really trying to do something, everything will follow, but what's your best asset?
Absolutely,
Go ahead
yeah.
and start with your best asset, the rest will follow.
Absolutely. I know Georgia, like, if you compare the facilities, Georgia has like a multi-million-dollar crazy. Their facility look like an NFL facility.
Yo,
if not higher.
the stadium and shit like that.
Georgia Tech, their facilities look like Planet Fitness. That's not gonna get the top recruits. Like,
Yeah.
that's
And
not
it's
gonna
just
do it.
I like places like that too. It's not lit to play it. Like these are kids, yo. This shit really goes into their head. Like
It
these
does.
little
It does. These
things.
little
Go,
things.
yeah. Like it's when you're a grown adult, you're just sitting there like, all right, who's paying me the most money?
Yeah.
Like where am I going? Blah blah blah. And then for kids, it's just like, how am I gonna look? How is it gonna be? How am I gonna feel when I'm there? What kind of chicks are there? It doesn't matter what their thing is.
That's why people, cause even like college, people don't realize in college teams, there's over 100 players on a team. In any given year, if you're an elite program, if you're like Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, maybe 10 people are going pro. That's a whole nother 90 people who are not going to make it to play on
Who
Sunday.
are just there.
They're not going to play on Sunday.
Yeah.
This is it for them.
Yeah.
So if this is, I don't want to say that this is going to be the peak of their life. You never know. They could grow up to be the president and beat UNC. You never know. But for a lot of them, this is it. So they're going to want to go get the best experience possible. They're going to want to go to the nicest facilities, the baddest bitches. They're not going to go to Vanderbilt. They want quality.
Yo,
Everything
because it's
quality.
like this last, like you said, bro, this 4 years is their last.
Yes.
Like this
is the
this
last time putting on that shoulder pad, the helmet ever.
Like when they have senior night, that means it's over for them.
Yeah.
And it's like 95 to probably less, or to probably more than that are actually not gonna ever play again.
Yeah.
There's even great players that don't go get drafted because, shit, you're not good enough. There's only however many players there are in the league, and like you said, not all these kids are getting drafted.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on the game. Of course, my Duke Blue Devils, they beat Middle Tennessee. I know not the greatest team in the world, but I'm happy because they finally look like a decent program.
Yeah.
I know they had a double overtime win against Northwestern.
Yeah.
They barely beat UConn. I'm like, I haven't heard of UConn since the Big East days. So they won 45-17 on the road. Quarterback Malik Murphy, the Texas transfer.
UConn is a team, bro, that you would never ever be alive.
Ever.
Like the second that
Ever.
somebody says UConn, you immediately think basketball.
Yeah, basketball.
You're not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, UConn's fucking is killing it, bro. It's like
that was a close game at Duke, so I'm like, what
Yeah.
oh shit. But they finally showed up. Their Texas quarterback Malik Murphy threw for 3 touchdowns. He finally looked like a real player.
yeah,
Mind you, I don't think he's a great quarterback transfer from Texas to begin with.
Yeah.
But he finally looked like a real player. So we're gonna touch on predictions later, but it's gonna be interesting what he does this week against
yeah.
UNC team.
And then,
Speaking of the state of North Carolina, NC State is another one who got their ass completely demolished.
hey, and that's
Fuck
fuck state, bro.
And mind you, they lost 59-35, which wasn't even that close, because they put up 21 points in the fourth quarter against the fourth string for Clemson. So
Yeah. Yeah,
that was an ugly game.
I mean, that whole game was literally just like I remember because we had it on
Yeah.
over there at the bar, and it was literally like the whole game. You're sitting there watching, it was just Clemson.
Yeah.
Clemson. Like you said too, in the fourth quarter, they got those bullshit ones because Clemson didn't give a fuck anymore. And they're like, yo, nobody's about to get hurt
Yeah.
for fucking NC State when we've already beat the shit out of them. Hey, at least UNC, at least we scored 50 points. You know,
Yeah,
50 points is a lot of fucking points.
impressive. It's impressive.
God damn, I gotta like keep on trying to compensate for not 50 fucking points, bro.
And then everybody's Cinderella team, Northern Illinois, enforced they just took an L in overtime
To
to
Buffalo.
Buffalo, not the Bills.
Yeah, it's Jeff Allen.
Yeah,
it's
like-
Jeff Allen on that team.
So of course that hurts Notre Dame's playoff chances because
Yo, it really does. Honestly, like when we were talking about Notre Dame, I was gonna bring that up because
Yeah.
I remember that they had lost, and I'm telling you, Notre Dame, y'all needed if they would. Which I don't see at all.
yeah,
Then Notre Dame is not having a chance. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm sorry, y'all. It is what it is. Life can be cruel sometimes, and bitches get slapped.
Yeah.
You know. But that's that. Then the last top 25 game is Bowling Green and Texas A&M. I didn't really watch that game. So I have no like full opinion. I still haven't even really watched Texas A&M to even really have a full opinion on them.
I would say Bowling Green, they might be better than projected because they gave Penn State a real close game the
Yeah.
week before.
Yeah.
Now they gave number 25 Texas A&M a real close game also.
Yeah.
So Bowling Green, they might be one of those teams who's a lot better than we thought.
Yeah.
But
And if you're not paying attention, they
Yeah.
can fuck up your playoff.
yeah, that's not one of those just sleeper games. Like it's not like Tennessee State or
Yeah.
Kent State. It's like this. They
It's
I
not
don't-
like
yeah.
Northern Illinois.
Yeah. It's not James Madison, but I'm never gonna let that go.
Bro, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
So real quick, before we get on like the new rankings and stuff, I want to talk about something real quick. The whole NIL, because the starting quarterback for UNLV, Matt Sluska, I think his name is. Basically, he had some NIL controversy going on. Well, basically, he decided that he posted it on his Twitter account. This is his voice. I have decided to utilize
Hold up. Alright, reset this because like it caught me off guard that you
Yeah.
Alright.
This is what he posted to Twitter.
Alright, this
He
is his
said-
voice.
Yeah, he
This is
said,
his voice.
I have decided to utilize my redshirt year when not be playing any additional games this season. I committed to UNLV based on certain representations that were made to me, which were not upheld after I enrolled. Despite discussions, it became clear that these commitments will not be fulfilled in the future. I wish my teammates the best of luck this season and hope for continued success of the program. So basically,
Bro, that's most like it's just such a dick white move, yo.
Yeah.
Like it's just
he took his ball and went home, which is crazy.
Yo, and in fact, like you won 3 games. It's not like y'all were sitting here just fucking people up and it's like, yo, I want more, I want some money or some shit.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck are you to come out here and just be like, nah, bro, go. You doing this is actually gonna fuck up your chances to make more money.
Yeah.
Because if you really are the real deal like you think you are, you're fucking up a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. And UNLV, they basically said, football player Matthew Sluska representative made financial demands upon the university and its NIL collective in order to continue playing. UNLV Athletics interpreted these demands as a violation of NCAA pay-for-play rules. as well as Nevada state law, and they basically said that they're going to honor his agreed upon scholarships. Well, they said that's the only thing they promised, of course. So anything else, it said they can't do it because it violates NCAA rules. Even with NIL,
Yo,
the athletic department can't cut him a paycheck.
All right, so now, when you're saying he still got the scholarship money and stuff like that, and that's all they promised.
Yeah.
I'm starting to now think that this might be a fuck up on his end.
Yeah.
Because he might have thought that guaranteed money, the scholarship money,
Yeah.
he might have thought that that's what they meant by the NIL.
Yeah.
So he probably is sitting there like, oh, so I'm getting all this bread,
Yeah.
but it's like, no, that's scholarship money.
Yeah. What I think it is.
And then he sat there and got mad when they were like, bro, we're not giving you any money. Like,
yeah, this is what I think it is. This is just my thought, no facts, bias, nothing, no evidence.
Yeah.
I think he got scammed. Especially now that the NIL is very unregulated.
Yeah.
I think some ass clown and who knows who the fuck told him, hey, we want you to come to UNLV to play football. We're gonna give you this, blah 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 blah. He said, sure, that sounds good. He got there and realized that the person he's talking to doesn't exist. It was some internet troll who doesn't exist. And UNLV is like, what the fuck are you talking about? We didn't say anything like this. What are you talking about?
Bro.
So he came in there, well, I need my money. They're like, well, we can't just give you money because that's not how it works. So somewhere along the line, NCAA, they need to fix that because these 17...
There's a pothole in that road somewhere.
These are 17-year-old kids. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're getting into. They just see somebody... They come from lower class background. They see somebody, hey, we're going to give you $3 million to go play football in Las Vegas.
Like,
how the fuck yeah, I'm gonna go to Vegas, play football for $3 million.
Yeah.
Then he gets there and he realized
I got $3 million to live and fuck around in Vegas.
He realized he got catfished.
Yeah.
That seemed like what happened. And mind you, I do think he shouldn't have took a ball and went home. He still got a chance to play the greatest game in the world in one of the biggest cities in the world.
And just hit the transfer portal.
Yeah. And in Vegas, in the state of Nevada, prostitution is legal. So like you really got to you can't gamble in your sport, but you can go to casinos, win your money that way.
Yeah.
I think at least finish the season.
Yeah.
Cause now I don't want no quitter on my team.
Yeah.
Like
actually just have somebody go make bets for you and like you just be like, yo, I got all this money on UNLV, and go out there and just fucking wax.
Yeah, mind you, it's not like he was a good player, but he's not exactly like a Heisman candidate for him to take a bowl and go home.
Yeah.
So I think
like, bro, he should have just waited. It should have just been like, yo, fuck y'all. All right, well, when the transfer portal hits, I'm gone.
Yeah. So like, I think it's a big part. It's a small part of a bigger issue that they do need to address.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot more people getting scammed.
And I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Like, with all my rapping and shit like that, I've been scammed before you. That shit fucking sucks, dog.
Yeah.
Like, when, going through everything, because you be DJing and shit like that. Like, when it first all starts and you sitting there like, oh, shit, this is about to happen?
Yeah.
And then you fucking do that shit and you're like, you get your hopes up. And then all of a sudden that shit hits and you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I just got fucking scammed.
There's a lot of scams out there.
Everybody who try to make it big in entertainment business, y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. That shit fucking sucks getting scammed. So I ain't even hating on them to that point where it's just like, wait, real quick, before we say the rankings, we gotta talk about it. But yeah, if you did get scammed, bro, I fucking hate it for you, bro, and that fucking sucks, dog.
Yeah.
I understand. But right before, Colorado, Baylor.
Yeah. That was a fucking amazing game, first of all.
Bro, the throw at the end.
Yeah. People know I'm Coach Prime all the way. I'm a believer. Other than Duke,
You
Colorado's my team.
You did say it.
You guys gotta give me a heart attack every game. Come over there like, okay, man, they should be able to beat Baylor. I said that last week, but
every week, bro, you be having like more and more confidence in it.
Every time it's always the close last. Like, first of all, shout out Shedeur Sanders. He's a quarterback. I know Travis Hunter's getting all the spotlight right now.
Yeah.
But Shedeur Sanders is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I think he's going to be a top 5
draft pick.
Yo, he's
fast as hell.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a top 5 draft pick. And first of all, he had a ridiculous. The first Hail Mary, the guy dropped it.
Yeah.
Like he literally, if he would have caught it, he could have moonwalked in the end zone.
Yeah.
He dropped it. So they ran the same play again, and he caught it.
Bro, but it's like the way he caught it was just like I thought it was I thought it was incomplete.
Yeah.
Because it hit the ground so fucking low.
It was just so quick.
Yeah.
Like, in the replay, at first I'm like, that's incomplete. Then they called touchdown. I seen the replay, I'm like, oh shit, his hands was under the ball.
Yo,
Holy shit.
Bro, and his hands was barely under
Yeah.
that shit.
That was
That
crazy.
shit was close as fuck to hitting the ground. Like,
That's literally the only place he could throw it. He could catch it though.
yeah, because the other two defenders were like
The
right
defender
there.
was right there.
Yeah,
Literally right.
Like,
in
literally,
between
like he threw it in the perfectly, like the most perfect spot.
And he threw it while running to his left. He wasn't able to square his body to get his feet set while getting hit.
Yeah, he was getting hit
That
too.
was ridiculous.
Yo, literally also too, if the defender that hit him, if he was half a second more, it would have been a fumble. Yeah. He would have hit it out of his hand and all that shit. Half a second, bro.
Yeah.
He would have got him.
And like of course they ended up winning in overtime. Travis Hunter, who I think get him in the Heisman. I don't give a damn if Colorado was 0-12. Nobody's doing what he's doing. He's one of the top receivers in the game. Yeah. By far.
Yo, Colorado's fast, yo.
Yeah.
They're fast.
And Travis Hunter, so far this season, he has almost 500 yards. He's only been 4 games.
Yeah.
He's almost always halfway to 1,000 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. On defense, he has an interception. He has a bunch of tackles and a game-winning forced fumble.
Yeah.
And he plays literally every snap of every game. That's unheard of.
Bro, that's crazy that he's like, he's offense and defense. Mm-hmm. And he's not just like on defense too. Like he makes plays on defense.
Yeah, he actually makes play
like he's not just like, oh yo, we need one of y'all to play fucking on defense.
Like against Baylor, like his man was locked down. They didn't throw to his side of the field all game. Yo, he's a lockdown corner.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it real though. I'm gonna keep it real though, like, that dude has to be, like, so out of breath. He probably hits one of them oxygen tanks.
They say he just has crazy stamina. Like, literally, he just has ridiculous stamina.
Bro,
and that's high school stuff. That's nobody in major college football is playing both sides of the ball like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then playing at that level, too.
Yeah. Because, first of all, I played college ball. It was at the D3 level. I played college ball. You have separate meetings. It's like... within your own team, it's almost as if the offense and defense are separate teams.
Yeah.
Like, not only are you on separate buses, you have separate team meetings.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have separate practices.
Talking about like the defense and offense.
So how the fuck is he doing both?
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, all right, it's like, okay,
offense
meet us in here, defense we're gonna watch film in here.
Yeah.
So how is he doing both?
Bro, that shit was
ridiculous.
This shit is a job to him. Like he's definitely, and he's gonna go to the NFL. Like he's one of those players where it's just like
he's a generational talent.
Yeah, and he's gonna go to the NFL. So right now he's probably just like, yo, this is my job. Fuck really school, honestly, because whatever, they're not gonna kick him out. No, you like athletes.
Apparently, he's a 4.0 student too.
Athletes don't get kicked out. Well, most of them probably don't even have to go to class.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hate on him.
No,
but like let's
probably
be real.
majoring in ballroom dancing or something.
At the biggest schools, bro, they probably even have kids that go to class for them or some shit like that. I'm just keeping it real. Not every one of these kids be having.
Because during my 4 years of undergrad, I took all my required classes my freshman, sophomore, junior. My senior year, my class schedule was ballroom dancing.
Yo, for real?
I took relaxation methods, which is a class you literally take a fucking nap. Literally. It's like they play music, you literally close your eyes and take a fucking nap. Like,
bro, I didn't know this shit was real.
No, when I say my senior year was basically me going to school to fuck bitches and hang out with my friends, literally, and get grades, literally. I was only there because I just needed more credits to graduate. Like, that's what these athletes do. They're not
because they don't
they're not biochemistry majors.
The ones that know that they're like they're gonna go bigger. But the other ones, the ones that sit on the bench, like they're there for
the rest of the team,
they're there for an education.
The rest of them, of course, they got real majors.
Yeah.
Because most of them are amazing like business because that's what they're gonna end up doing.
It's like what's the basketball dude? They were like, yo, he's gonna be a businessman, but he hit like 13 threes in the NCAA tournament. What team was he on? You know what I'm talking about? And he had like a dentistry or something.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
And they were just like, yo, my dentist just can be born. Like, he hit like 13 threes in a game or some shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What was that dude's name? He had a weird name, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say, just to backtrack a little bit, even if you do make it pro, it's not a guaranteed success.
No.
The NFL is a very different game. Look at these top players from the Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, even like players like
Heisman players.
Like Matt Leinart won a Heisman.
Yeah.
He didn't pan out NFL. Vince Young didn't pan out NFL.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota is a career backup.
Yeah.
So it's no guarantee.
Yeah. Just because you're the Heisman winner is not mean. Like you're just gonna get your rookie deal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like Bryce Young, a Heisman winner, he might not make it out of his rookie deal. So a lot of them are going college. That's literally it for them.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they just have basically that's just like for a lot of these players, it's just one more year of having fun because it's just like, bro, ain't nobody about taking. Some of y'all might get like picked up for like a second year, but they're only having you there because they're waiting on another backup quarterback because they're just like, all right, we have to have somebody. So, all right, come on, you can be the backup here, whatever, fuck or I don't know. You get what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the new top 25 rankings. So, Texas stays at 1, Georgia stays at 2, Ohio State stays at 3, and Alabama stays at 4. Tennessee moves up 1 to 5. Ole Miss moves down 1 to 6. I thought they should have just stayed the same, but Tennessee did whoop Oklahoma's ass.
They played a good team, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I get it.
And Ole Miss really hasn't played anybody yet, but I still see them being a great team.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Miami moves up 1 to 7. Oregon moves up 1 to 8. Penn State moves up 1 to 9. Utah moves up 2 to number 10. Missouri goes down 4 to number 11. Michigan goes up 6 to number 12. USC goes down 2 to number 13. LSU goes up 2 to 14. Louisville goes up 4 to 15. Notre Dame goes up 1 to 16. Clemson goes up 4 to 17. Iowa State goes up 2 to 18. Illinois goes up 5 to 19. Oklahoma State goes down 6 to 20. Oklahoma down 6 to 21. BYU, they weren't ranked. Kansas State goes down 10 to number 23. Texas A&M goes up 1 to number 24, and then Boise State, who was not ranked.
Yeah.
Who did Boise State play? They had like they had a bye.
They had a bye. Yeah.
So they've only played. So they almost beat Oregon. Oh no, they beat Georgia Southern, almost beat Oregon, beat Portland State. And now they're in the top 25. Whatever. I don't know. Should be weird sometimes. All right, let's hit games next week.
So, real quick, I do think, like I said, I think Miami is still slept on. I've been saying it since week 0.
Nah,
Miami is the top 5 team.
No. You can't say that. You can't say that because we didn't do a podcast on week 0.
I said it in my head though. God damn it. But hopefully this week we were about to go on predictions. But after Georgia beats the shit out of Alabama, Alabama's going to move back, and Miami's going to rightfully take their place.
Take the number 4.
Of course, that's the big game this week.
Yeah.
Georgia goes to Alabama.
Yeah. And do you think Texas and Georgia will switch if Georgia wins Alabama? Do you think Texas will go back to number 2 and Georgia go back to number 1?
If Georgia
whoever wins that game.
I think if Georgia wins in dominating fashion, yes.
Yeah.
And also depends what Texas does.
Yeah. Who does Texas play this week? They play Mississippi State.
It's an SEC game now, so it's
yeah, but they're gonna have to win by a lot. And
yeah. What's the spread on that one? They favored by 39. I think they have to win by more than 39 points that they favored by.
To make sure they're like solid still.
Like
in
mind
there.
you, I do think. Mind you, Georgia does play Texas later this year, which is going to be a crazy game.
Yeah.
And I do think Texas is the better team.
You said Miami plays Georgia?
No, Georgia plays Texas later this season.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one too. So I bet you Texas wins that shit.
I do think Texas is the better team.
Yeah.
But like I said, at this point in the season, unless Texas wins by, especially if Georgia rolls, if Georgia beat Alabama, say by 3 touchdowns, Georgia's definitely going to go up the number 1 spot because they have the most impressive win out of any ranked team so far this year.
Yeah, that's true. I think that game will depend on who goes what. But if Alabama wins it, I see them going up to number 2.
Yeah.
And Georgia, and then honestly, I see Georgia moving back to like number 5. If Georgia loses, I think Alabama goes to 3. I think Georgia goes back to like number 5. And I think Miami, depending on that game, makes it if they cover. I think if they cover the spread, then they'll move up to 4.
Yeah, well, I just say Miami, Virginia Tech. That is a rivalry game, so Virginia Tech is definitely going to wake up for that one.
Yeah.
Miami's favored by 19.5. I do think Miami's going to cover, but I think that's going to be another close until halftime. Miami pulls away.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you on that one.
That's going to be a game. Yeah.
All right, so then the next one, Kentucky at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored 17.5, and the over/under is 53.5. Honestly, Kentucky is at least something to be like, okay, let's see, because Kentucky gave they gave Georgia a problem.
Yeah, they almost beat her.
Yeah, they almost beat Georgia, so it's just like, okay, this is at least a decent enough team. I know I talked shit about them before, but they're still in the SEC.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you're still
Kentucky's a solid team.
Yeah, they're a solid team.
They're 2-2, but they're not terrible.
They're
not
not
a terrible team.
But they're not like a typical big SEC team for football. But they still are an SEC team that can give you a problem. And so let's see if Ole Miss beats the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So we're about to find out for that game. At least, like I said, it's just something a little bit better. I want to see Ole Miss if they are what we really keep saying they are. Minnesota plays at Michigan. Michigan by 9.5, 35.5 for the over/under.
Yeah.
So they're thinking that this isn't going to be a high-scoring game at all.
Yeah, I think Michigan threw for 32 yards the other day. That's definitely not going to be a high-scoring game.
Clearly they just need to run.
I got Michigan winning, but it's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah. They could win by maybe 10 points.
Yeah, that's actually Fox's big noon kickoff game, which I think is a waste. Who the fuck cares about that game?
Yeah, where's College Game Day at? It's probably got to be at Alabama or Georgia.
Yeah,
Alabama.
That's gonna be Alabama.
Yeah. 20.
Then the big noon kickoff, the pre-show was actually in Florida. Colorado was UCF game actually.
So they got some shit going on.
Yeah.
Alright.
And the whole hurricane happening in Florida. We'll talk about that in a bit though.
Fucking Oklahoma State and Kansas State. Kansas State is favored by 4.5, and the over/under is 54.5. Be honest with you, I see Oklahoma State definitely winning that game.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State really isn't that bad of a team. They beat Arkansas in overtime. It wasn't a bad game between them. Who'd they just play?
Oklahoma State?
Yeah. Who'd they just play?
They just lost to Utah.
Oh yeah, and that was a good game.
Yeah.
So I knew they just played, but I see them just beating Kansas State by like 10.
Yeah. I don't think Kansas. First of all, I don't think either of them are that great, but I think Oklahoma State is definitely the better team.
Yeah. BYU, who's now number 22, is going to Baylor. Baylor is favored by 3.5, and the over/under is 45.5. I don't really know enough about either of them, but Baylor did give Colorado a little run for their money.
Yeah.
But
BYU did beat the shit out of Kansas State though.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
That one, I'll say fuck it, take Baylor.
Yeah.
Baylor by 3.5. Wisconsin, USC. I see USC beating the hell out of Wisconsin.
I do think for USC this is a big test because that's what I'm talking in terms of the committee, the playoff rankings. Because we seen what happened when Alabama went to Wisconsin. Alabama beat the shit out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
USC,
are you one of those?
USC want to be one of the top teams. This is the game they have to dominate.
They've already seen the top teams beat the shit out.
Not win, they have to dominate.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what Miami did to South Florida.
It's got to be way bigger than 15.5.
Yeah, you got to dominate. You got to win that by about 4 touchdowns. Honestly,
yeah.
If you want to be the big dogs. You got to play like the big dog when the lights are bright.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, because it's only 12 teams in that playoff run. And you know what? Just because it's getting bigger than it used to be when it was 2 teams and then it went to 4 teams, now it's 12. Just because that mentality can make somebody slip too. Oh, we still got 8 other spots.
Especially USC, they're in the top. Big Ten is a tough conference.
Yeah.
You end up finishing third in the Big Ten, say behind, say Ohio State and Oregon,
Yeah.
and you got about 3-4 losses, you're gonna get bumped.
Bro,
You're gonna get bumped.
And like in the top fucking 10, it's like 80%. It's like 80% SEC.
You
Like,
gotta remember, 5 spots are guaranteed, so you're really fighting for 7 spots.
yeah.
Because you got the conference winners, then a group of 5 teams guaranteed
Yeah.
to make it. So you're really fighting everybody else for the last 7 spots.
Yeah.
So games like this, USC has to dominate. You got to win the eyeball test.
Yeah. I feel you. All right, Louisville and Notre Dame. I think that's actually not a bad matchup.
I think that's actually my game of the week, believe me.
I think that'll be a good game as well. I think it goes into about, late teens to 20s. I think that's the score is going to be around. I think because it's at Notre Dame.
Oh, you got the under? 45.
Honestly, no. Yeah, I'll do 45 and a half.
Yeah.
It says Notre Dame by 6. I see it being like a 3-point game.
See, I see that. I got Notre Dame winning, but I see that at about
But this is going to show us if Louisville's a top 25 team too.
I got Notre Dame winning. Like I said, it's a close game, not crazy high scoring, but I do got to cover. I got Notre Dame winning about 28-25, so we have to agree on that one.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be my best game of the week, viewing wise.
Yeah. If you just like, in general, just like watching football and your game's not on, I think that'll be a good game to watch. Oklahoma at Auburn. You know what? I've seen Auburn just be too shaky, so I'm going with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It says Oklahoma by 2.5, 45.5 to be the over/under. So I'm going with Oklahoma to definitely cover that 2.5 spread. I see Oklahoma winning by 10, between 10 and 14 points. 2 scores at least. Arkansas and Texas A&M. Arkansas, come through, yo. I gave y'all hope and all this shit, all that, pep talk or whatever the fuck I be saying. I gave y'all that in the beginning of the year. I need y'all to come through, win at Texas A&M, show them that you're just a factor team. I'm not saying that y'all gonna be in the playoffs because, I don't know. I know when I said that y'all are gonna slide in the last spot. But, go out there and be a factor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, go out there and just fuck people's day up.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for you to fuck people's day up.
I always go for the underdogs.
Yeah. I'm pulling for you to fuck people's day up. And Texas A&M by 4, 52.5 for that one. Texas is playing Mississippi State at Texas. We already said it was Texas by 39, 62.5.
I think they win by 50, honestly.
Yo, dead ass. I don't see it covering. I think Mississippi State scores like a touchdown, and Texas wins like by 50. Ohio State goes to Michigan State. That should honestly. I think that'll be a better game than it says. Ohio State by 24, 48.5. I think that'll be a better game than we think it is.
Yeah.
I think that game will actually be like a 1 score game or like a 10-point game.
Yeah. Ohio State usually has one stinker a year. I think this is gonna be their. Like, what the fuck, Ohio State? This is going to be that for them.
Yeah.
I got them winning.
I got them winning.
Not by 24.
Yeah.
I got them pulling away late, maybe even coming back to win. Maybe like a 31 or 28 game, a game that should not have been that close.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. Like, it's just, at least now they're playing somebody with a fucking name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're playing a real school, yeah.
Yeah,
so
they're playing a real school.
It's their first time really playing somebody who's going to hit you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, your receiver's not going to be wide open 20 yards down the field.
Nobody's saying Michigan State is that great, but I mean, they're what's it called? What is it fucking called? Their record.
Yeah.
How the fuck? You never know when you just can't fucking think of a word. Anyway, their record's 3-1, so it's not like they're doing bad. They're also a Big Ten team.
Yeah.
So
it's a division matchup, and of course Michigan State has nothing to lose. So.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
All the pressure's on Ohio State. They're expected to lose by 24 points. Yeah. So why not? What do you have to lose?
Yeah, fuck it, yo. Just throw it. If you throw an interception, fuck it.
Yeah.
Clemson. Stanford is going to Clemson. Clemson by 21.5, 57.5. I say it's closer than that.
See, I don't, because after Clemson got smacked in the mouth by Georgia, they've been beating the shit out of teams.
Yeah.
Mind you, for some reason, I don't know what they got against the state of North Carolina, but they beat the shit out of Appalachian State, then they just beat the shit out of NC State. And I think Stanford's going to have a bad welcome to ACC play.
Oh, you
I got
think
Clemson
so?
covering. Clemson by 21.5 is about right, I think.
I got Clemson maybe by like 7 to 10 points. I think it'll be low scoring. I think Stanford gets like, well, actually maybe I think Stanford gets like 17 and Clemson gets like 24.
I think Clemson is realizing, I believe they play Miami later down the line.
Yeah.
But I think they're realizing with Florida State looking so bad, they still have a shot at winning the ACC and making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is why you see them beating the shit out of everybody now.
Yeah.
So that even if say somehow Miami does take the conference, Clemson might fight for one of the auto bids.
Yeah.
The 10-2 Clemson team with all these blowouts,
Yeah.
they got a good shot at sneaking in
Hey,
the playoffs.
maybe they're better than we were talking about them
Yeah.
before, like the other week. Because I remember we were saying like this, just saying the same Clemson team. Hey, shit, go out there and prove it.
Well, Clemson, they do not play Miami to probably the ACC championship game.
Let's see what their schedule is. They got Stanford, Florida State, Wake Forest,
Hey, wait for it. At Wake Forest.
Virginia, Louisville, at Virginia Tech, at Pitt, at the Citadel, or versus the Citadel, and then South. So basically,
They can potentially win out.
I mean, yeah, that's it for what they're doing. I think winning out is,
If they win out with all the blowouts, even if they lose the ACC championship to Miami, which I think they will lose to Miami,
yeah.
they could still get one of those last 7 spots.
But
if
they
keep
need
winning like that.
to really beat these people.
Because their only loss is to a potential #1 Georgia team.
Yeah. But they need to win
Yeah.
because it's because of the fact that their schedule is not as impressive
Yeah.
as the other ones. Like that's one thing too is when you're actually a really good team, but they give you a whack schedule so you can't ever prove it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're just
Yeah.
like, bro, give us some fucking a real team to play so that we can show y'all that fuck them, we should be in
And
that
I know
spot.
they're rooting for Georgia this week.
Yeah.
Because that's their one loss. So they want Georgia to beat the shit out of everybody going forward. So
Yeah.
we got a bad loss, but look who we lost to.
Yeah.
It's not like we lost to
And
James
it
Madison.
and it didn't help you. It didn't. Yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Vote James Madison. Yeah, bro. But then Georgia though struggles with Kentucky.
Yeah.
So who knows? What if Georgia was you never know, man.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah.
If Georgia has 2 bad weeks in a row, you never fucking. They lose to Alabama, and then the next week they go and lose to somebody. They end up losing. They're Alabama. You lose this game, and then you just happen to lose another one. You could easily get kicked out.
Yeah.
Real quick. Just because it's 12 teams out there doesn't mean that you can't.
Not guaranteed. Yeah.
You're not guaranteed until the season's over. Then we've got Iowa State and Houston. I don't really give a fuck about that game enough.
Who gives a fuck
Yeah,
about it?
I don't really give a fuck. But for everybody out there, Iowa State minus 14 and over under is 43.5.
Sure.
Then yeah.
Sure.
Hey, bro, honestly, let your girlfriend pick that one.
Right.
Just be like, hey, so do you what you want? Over under?
Right.
Anyway, so we've already talked about Georgia, Alabama.
I got Georgia rolling them.
Yeah, it's Georgia by 2.
I got Georgia by 22.
For real?
Pulling away real late though. It's gonna be a physical battle first half. And I got Georgia pulling away late, but I got Georgia. I got Georgia doing it like they did Clemson. Honestly.
I got Alabama.
$10.
All right,
$10.
and we'll do it. We'll do it
Straight
straight.
up,
We'll just I was about to
Yeah,
say straight up. We don't
Yeah.
have to do it by minus 2. Straight up.
You seen it?
I got Alabama. He's
Yeah.
got Georgia.
Yeah. straight
So roll tide, because your boy needs to pay some rent.
up. Illinois, Penn State, which I think is Penn State's first real test.
Yeah,
Illinois, I think Illinois is actually a good football team.
yeah.
They surprised me. I think they're a solid football team.
I think Penn State. I think it's a boring game, and I think Penn State wins like 17-7 or some shit.
I believe Illinois. I believe they beat Nebraska last week. And watching that game, they're a much better team than I thought.
Yeah.
Like, they were very physical. They pressured Dylan Raiola a lot. They won in overtime, but I think Nebraska.
Who they beat?
Nebraska.
Nebraska?
I think Nebraska is a solid team.
Yeah.
Both of them were ranked. Nebraska was ranked 22. Illinois were ranked number 24.
Yeah.
Now Illinois is ranked number 19.
Yeah.
I think
Nebraska always has just like a pretty solid team.
that's where it's here. Illinois and Northern Illinois both ranked. That's where.
Yeah.
I didn't know Chicago had teams like that.
Yeah, they just like stack.
Yeah.
Alright, but it says Penn State by 19, 47 and a half. South Alabama goes to LSU. LSU, they say by 22, 65 and a half. LSU just, hey, look, man, I wish y'all played somebody better because I just like, honestly, y'all's games be entertaining.
South Alabama, they just beat the shit out of Appalachian State though.
Yeah.
Who was my group of 5 teams, and I completely fucked that pick up. It seemed
Yeah.
like-
But LSU games just seem to be entertaining.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's the sleep. Like, don't sleep on South Alabama though.
Yeah.
If LSU comes out and plays like LSU, they should win by 22.
Yeah.
But if they come out sleepwalking, that could be an upset, potentially an upset special. If they come out sleepwalking.
Yeah. Washington State and Boise State. I haven't seen enough of either of those teams to really make a call.
Boise State has the best running back in the nation, so that should be, he has the leading rusher. So that should definitely be interesting.
All right.
They're like, throughout 3 games, their running back has almost 600 yards and 9 touchdowns. Through 3 games, that's
Damn, I didn't really know it was
So
like
I think
that.
Boise State.
What's
Boise
their line?
State-
What's their line like?
Their line is, remember they should beat Oregon. Oregon had to come back and beat them because they was one of the.
Yeah.
He had almost 200 rushing yards against Oregon at Oregon.
Maybe
I think-
maybe they got a thing going.
So right now, Boise State is looking
Who
by
did
far
they
as
Who
the
did they
best.
lose to? Oh yeah,
The
Oregon.
They're
Yeah.
by far looking like the best group of 5 team out there.
Yeah.
They run. This is their rush to the playoffs. No pun
Maybe
intended.
I'm wrong, man. I've been wrong before.
Yeah, a couple times.
Arizona, Utah. I see Utah beating the shit out of them. It's Utah by 11, 47 and a half. I
Yeah,
just
Utah,
don't
that's
think.
a tough place to play.
I don't think Arizona's that fucking good.
Utah should roll.
Yeah. Oregon at UCLA. It's Oregon by 25 and a half, and 55 and a half is over under. I see Oregon just beating the shit out of them. At 25 and a half, does it cover? I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be a 3-score. That could be a 3-score game, like either like 21 or 24 points.
I got Oregon rolling.
It's the 25 that
Yeah.
really is like. If it was like 24,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I might put a bet even straight up
This
on
season, Watson, I think UCLA is an awful football team.
it. Yeah.
I got Oregon. I think they're worse than California. So
Yeah.
I got Oregon rolling them.
Yeah.
A couple more games. I know Colorado goes to UCF in the pouring rain,
Yeah.
which UCF is favored by 14 and a half, over under 64 and a half. I think this is actually a bad matchup for Colorado. Preseason, this is one of the losses I had Colorado taking because UCF has the leading rushing attack in the nation. And Colorado, of course, struggles against the run.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a good game, but the Colorado, they can't start slow.
Yeah.
They have to come out
They
and
have to
score
come out,
points.
yeah.
You got to make UCF.
Because they're gonna come back.
You got to make UCF throw the ball.
Yeah.
If you get down 14-0 like you did against Nebraska,
Yeah.
UCF can literally just run the ball down your throat and you won't touch the ball again the rest of the half.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those games. I got UCF winning that. I think at about 14 points.
Yeah.
I got UCF about 14 in that one. Then of course we got our teams. North Carolina Tar Heels at Duke Blue Devils.
Oh shit.
We play Saturday at 4 p.m.
All right. These
Yeah.
are West Coast.
Yeah.
I don't
Duke
know why.
is,
I don't know why my shit does that.
Who knows? But Duke is favored by 3. We haven't been favored against you guys in a long time.
Bro, I think we've won like the last like 5 or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Yeah, you guys won that
But
trophy a long time.
it's at Duke. I wonder how much those tickets are.
According to ESPN, they're as low as $57.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought about it. It's supposed to rain. That's
Oh,
I
fuck
thought
that.
I'm not sitting
fuck that.
around
I'm not
watching
going to the fucking. Yo, there'd be like some people that fucking love that shit, and they're
Yeah.
just like out there. I'm like, bro, go to the bar.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck it, go home or go to the bar.
So, what's your unbiased prediction against North Carolina at Duke?
I'm gonna keep it real because I think the home team's gonna win. I think if they were at UNC,
Yeah.
UNC would win. At Duke, I think Duke's gonna win. I do think Duke. I I think it'll be like a 3-point game. I think this is gonna be a great fucking game.
See, I do have Duke winning. I think 3 points is about right.
Yeah.
But I do think this is where you're going to see the coach, Manny Diaz. This is where you're going to see his real coaching skills.
Yeah.
Because even though this is a rivalry game, being that UNC just lost to a president, gave us 70 points, it's real easy to get in your high horse. They just gave us 70 points James Madison. We're good.
Yeah.
But it's up to the coach to get the team mentally prepared. Like, no, they beat us about 7 years in a row.
Yeah.
This is a huge rivalry game.
Yeah.
We have to fucking win. We have to win. So if Duke comes out and plays their A game, I think Duke by about 3 is about right.
Yeah.
But UNC is definitely gonna come up winning the A game. They got embarrassed on national TV.
Yeah.
You playing your rivalry.
Why you gotta keep coming like you just keep dead. My man got a shovel and everything,
You're
bro.
playing-
Y'all gave us 70 points.
Yeah.
Y'all got banned on national TV. Y'all paid them to play them.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
Y'all paying about $700,000. God damn. But anyway, being like y'all got something to prove now. Y'all just got
Yeah.
embarrassed. So
We
now
just gotta go
you're
fuck
playing
this
your
nigga
rival.
up.
You're gonna want to beat the shit out of Duke.
It's just our defense sucks
Yeah.
so bad, bro. Our offense is always pretty good.
Yeah.
Mac Brown always has a good offense.
Yeah, it's
but
all it's defense.
our-
Middle Tennessee last week because
Yeah.
we're gonna have to score points against y'all.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all gonna get 50 points on us, but y'all gonna get about 20, 30.
Yeah.
And you gotta be able to match that.
I think it is gonna be a high
plus
scoring
3.
game.
I think it's gonna be a semi shootout.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring
I
game.
think it's gonna come down to about the last, whoever gets the ball last. It's gonna
Yeah.
be, that's gonna be a real good game.
Yeah. So I think we probably covered a lot of shit, and we got a bet going. So we got it on the Alabama-Georgia game.
Yeah.
So y'all
I
remember
got
that
Georgia,
when you
you
got
got
paid me.
Alabama.
Yeah. But I go by Neely. Tell your mother I love her.
I go by I Party with R&B. Got him. We are Benchwarmers University. Follow us on Twitter. Tweet back at us. Talk some shit with us again. Troll, just... We're going to get it. Yeah. Be safe.
All right, keep it real, dog. Hey, and tomorrow my song drops called "Quitting on a Friday."
Should I see the Duke shirt?
Bro, you got the dreads in the way.
Have to bring out the Duke shirt for this one.
Whack ass motherfucker.